As you might have read the title, I'm gay. I really don't know what kind of expression I should use for that statement, but I'm gay. So let's start from the beginning. I knew that I liked guys when I was in secondary school, and it's not liking them as friends, but I am sexually attracted to guys. And during secondary school, where you really don't know what's right or wrong, you assume that the right thing was what most people do, which is boys like girls and girls like boys. So the same sex attraction was wrong, which I deemed it to be. I felt that it was like a disease that can be cured, or like a habit that I can overcome. So I told myself that I try to like girls as how boys like girls. During talks about girls, when guys meet each other, I try to see what physical attractiveness I was attracted to. And I mean, girls, some of them are beautiful, are attractive, are pretty in whatever way they are, whether it's physical or their personality. But I'm not really sexually attracted to girls, but I am to guys. And this was something that has been stuck with me for a very long time since. And I really lied a lot when it comes to guys talk and such, because I want to fit in. But if you might have known from my story, I'm really bad at fitting in, and I'm really proud of it actually. And I continued thinking about this till last year, where I told myself, fuck it, like no matter how many times I convince myself that I like girls and attracted to girls, I'm not. I just like guys more, and this is who I am. So the first step, major step that I did was I accepted myself. I accepted for who I am, and the feeling, that weight that's on my shoulders was lifted up, and I was so much happier when I accepted myself. Yeah. And then after that, I did talk to some of my friends about it, or confess or told them, and also I told my brothers about it, because I felt that people who are in this generation, like below, I don't know, 26 years, below 30, or people I deem open-minded, that we are so exposed to the media about this, gays, lesbians, bisexual, transgender, that it is much more acceptive than those who are older, who lived where this kind of media is not around, this open or so much information media is not around. And then one day I thought to myself, I think I'm going to tell my parents. So that was the second major step that I did for this. There wasn't really a great time to confess, to tell them about this. Thus, it was just one random day where I tell myself, fuck it, I'm going to tell my parents, because I knew that the faster I tell them, the faster they get over it. and I already knew the outcome. I knew that they will get over it, because this is not the first thing that I done to have my parents pissed off or whatever. I've been a rebel throughout my life because I have over controlling parents, so it's pretty normal. I've seen it, I've gone through it, so this is just another thing. So I knew what's gonna happen actually, but I will still share what really happened. So I went home, and then my mom was sitting on the bed, so I sat beside her and I held her hands and tell her that I got something to say, I got something to tell you. And she was guessing like, oh, you have a girlfriend? Oh, you want to move out your house? It's like, yes, I wish I want to move out your house, but no, it wasn't. Then she said like, you got a girl pregnant? Then I'm like, nope. And I look her into her eyes. I look her at her eyes, into her eyes, and then I told her in Malay. She only knows how to speak Malay. I told her in her eyes that I like guys. And she pulled her hand away, and I could see from her reaction that she couldn't accept the fact. She tried to wake up my dad, who was resting, and we had an argument about it. So I kind of expected it for that to happen. It's not all rosy Hollywood kind of video where she will cry and still accept it and whatnot. I mean, this is just something that I expected, so I wasn't so shocked about it. And the argument that we had, I won't give you the whole detail, because it's just, yeah, there's no point in arguing, because you have two parties angry, myself and my dad most of the time. My mom will be crying most of the time. And the gist about it is, my dad asked, why did I become gay? And my response was, I did not become, I am. And the argument later on continued the next day, and then my mom still could not accept it, and she still was upset, crying over it. And after that, my dad didn't really try to argue with me, because there was really no point. I told my dad's like, there's no point. If you can't accept it, if you don't want to be open-minded about it, then that's it, full stop. Because the fact that I told them was enough for me. I don't have to convince them on the same sexual orientation, whether it's natural or there's science behind it, because I have done my part by telling them, and that's enough. And honestly, I don't really care about whether they're accepting me or not, because I'm just gonna move on with my life, because I am that kind of person, so they either accept me or not, and for me, I don't care. I've been a rebel, I don't care, so I just move on with my life. At least they are aware of it, so when there are bigger things that's gonna happen in my life, they are not so shocked, that kind of thing. So my dad tried to convince me, and trust me, I tried, but nothing really changed for the past don't know how many years, maybe a decade or so. Then after a few days, my dad stopped convincing me, and my mom stopped being upset about it, and life moves on. They were back to their usual mom and dad state, and I kind of knew it. That's the thing. So I was really glad, but I knew at the back of my head that they did not accept it as much as I want to. But it's okay for me. That's fine, because I did my part. And honestly, being gay is just one part of me, and there's so many different parts of me that I think it's also important, which is I'm like ambitious, I'm a risk taker. If you guys have known about my situation where I quit uni, I got a job and I'm gonna quit something major, so stay tuned. And yeah, I'm pretty disciplined, so I think that aspect of my lives are pretty important. And maybe you guys are wondering why I'm creating this video about it. So first few reasons is that I want to make it official and I want to live an honest life. I think I've been very honest to a lot of people, and I don't want to regret. I don't want to have a regretful life. And one of my regrets is if I don't live my life to the fullest, I will regret. And I am right now. So this is the third big decision I make, to share it to anyone and everyone. And I will commit to myself that when someone tells me, hey, are you attached? I'm gonna straight up say, nope, I don't have a boyfriend. And they will be like, oh, you're gay? Done. I don't need to lie or have an awkward moment. I would like to be at the start to tell them the truth. It will be easier for them, it will be easier for me. And also, second thing is I got that push from Tony Robbins conventions, the power within, and I really think it is a good convention, like 20% of the time, maybe a video for that. But yeah, it really pushed me to make this decision because I want to take my life higher every time I live. I am alive. I want to be a better person every time I'm alive. And maybe also I want to inspire people that either to accept yourself for who you are, whether it's your sexual orientations or the flaws physically or mentally, because we are humans. We are not born perfect. Nobody is. So by accepting yourself, you really lift a weight on your shoulder that we all have our own problems and we all can solve it no matter what. Seek help and whatnot. So to end it off, I want to read you an excerpt from a poem that I felt that was really something that was relatable to this situation. So here it goes. It's alright. You are not being untrue to yourself until now. You are not living an outright lie. It was not something quick and eminently easy to recognize that there were parts of you not ready to emerge. There were sides of you that there were sides of you not prepared to unfold, yet when the air became warm, you did blossom. Then after the last of dry petals fell away, a subsequent existence appeared. That's how it is. So take it all in and embrace the nature of growth and development. Allow yourself to accept what you need to expand. Acknowledge the pain it takes to produce. Despise not the form you displayed once before. You'll change from a seed to a live shoot, from flower to ripe fruit, each one revealed in its own separate time. And it takes a lifespan to become what's stored inside, where dwell the many transitions to maturity.